Well, the Bills are heading to Jacksonville today to play the Jaguars in the playoffs. And this season, if you've been following along with my stupid shit, okay, I try to keep it honest. I try to keep it real. I don't stop talking with my hands. I can't help it. And when Keon Coleman was drafted 2 years ago, we were told, hey man, he can line up on the outside from Brandon Beane, right? Then we get told about his jacket after the draft. He's a media ham. He clogs the media all his rookie offseason. What happens? A year later, same thing. They target him at camp, which if you ever go to a training camp, not much happens. I mean, yeah, stuff happens, but like a lot of it's on air. So just run the articles. Wow, they're tearing up camp on air, catching some balls. Cool. That offseason, the beginning of this season, 2025, 2026, Brandon Beane goes on Jeremy White and the Joe Show. They call it Jerry and Joe. And pretty much says, what are you talking about? I got Joshua Palmer. I did the thing. I got a receiver. Meanwhile, Stephon Diggs coming off an ACL, signs with the Patriots. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, is he a media problem? Yeah. Is he a team problem? I don't know. But Josh Allen found space. He found a lot of yards. He found a lot of things. Also this offseason, James Cook. Should he even be signed? Meanwhile, he leads the league in rushing right now. He's the rushing champion. And it might be him that gets the Bills to the Super Bowl. Kincaid is back this game. Really excited. There was a stat. Jeremy White dug it up. I got to be accurate where I heard it, right? So, come to find out, he has in every game he plays, Kincaid, except for one, a reception of 20 yards or more. The one game he didn't, he had 18 yards. Which is weird, right? Because I'm thinking like Shakir is pretty fast, and we just see him getting screens. And it is what it is. I guess the screen game is like the run game. You're going to get a yard or two, or you might get 12. Who knows, right? I guess. So when I'm looking at the Bills playing chess, going to win the Super Bowl with Burrow out, with Pat Mahomes out, I just want to know how it gets done. I made a stink that this offense ain't going to hold up midseason. They already, after praising them in the beginning of the season, playing dog shit teams. And Keon Coleman, I think he's going to be playing. I could be wrong. Did I look at the report? No. But Palmer is out. The big signing that Brandon Beane talked about is not playing in the playoffs. Oh, wow. And now this year, for the first time, Josh Allen is actually showing wear and tear from carrying the fucking team on his back forever. And if you dare push back against the GM or anything, you hear from your friends, your family, other fans, why are you even a fan? Why? Because I want to win the Super Bowl. It gives me something to do between work. Give me a fucking break. Lie to me better. So here's where I'm at. The Buffalo Bills defense, I cannot believe with the injuries they've had this year, how well they've done. Max Harrison was injured in the beginning of the year. I believe he's out this game. Got injured last game and some garbage time pretty much. But you know what? The kid came in. Looked good. Did not look like he was lost. Trey White looks to form. Solid. Matt Milano turning it on just in time. And Cole fucking Bishop is just tearing it up as I would say one of the best safeties in the league. And that switch just turned on once Jordan Poyer entered the room to get some extra work. And remember, these players and coaches are only allowed X amount of time in classroom, whatever and stuff, right? CBA. So I'm kind of wondering with players if there's like a thing where, hey, just get together with your player group. That's on you guys. Takes the coaches away from it. That said, what have I said with the Bills? Stop the run. If you can run the ball on the Bills, you're going to win the game. We could say it's a passing league, this and that. We lived in an era where the passing game got so refined, and then the marketing guys took over after and during. And you see guys like Darnold going on 2 different teams, going 14-3. That's incredible. 2 different teams. Now, he's got to learn the system. You're one of the system. No, he finally got reps on other teams. You know, they had in Carolina him and Baker Mayfield playing like defensive end on the scout team. So with the Bills and the Jaguars, the reason I brought up Keon Coleman, James Cook, and the coach is this has been the continuous storyline. I got to get my coffee. I find Aaron Kromer, the Bills O-line coach, the best O-line coach I've ever seen. He was with Rex Ryan for 2 years. I would see Incognito go from that left guard spot and just ruin people's lives. Like, literally, I thought murder was on the table. So when Sean McDermott hired him back, I was very excited, okay? And what he's great at is game planning against that defensive line. He just does a wonderful job. James Cook, unbelievable. Like, really, unreal. And with Kincaid back, I never thought I would say, wow, Kincaid's a thing, because in the beginning of this year and for the last couple years, I have been saying, and I still stand by it, once you draft a Kincaid, you just change your offense. But then I look at the Bengals and I go, wait a second, they got 2 tight ends, but they got Higgins and Chase, and they're fucking great. Great. And they're running the ball. So I guess it makes sense. Now, Kincaid picked up on his blocking. They drafted Jackson Hall as the Bills. That kid's been great. I mean, all the reports out of camp, which we just talked about, were, wow, what a great blocker. And really, he is. And on my Man Ultimate team, if I'm not so lazy, maybe I'll put in the clips. I picked him up. He's like a 90 rated tight end. He's got cool graphics, and it makes me sweet. So I think. And I'm stoked. I really am. As far as Joe Brady and offensive decisions, you know, is Josh Allen a sacred cow? Let's be real. Josh Allen's a sacred cow. We can't talk about Josh Allen fucking up. But there's reads left on the field, and he's admitted it. He's admitted his footwork's off. He's left some stuff out there. Now, me as a fan and kind of like a little bit of like, I'm sick of being lied to shittily. So Brandon Beane is the first guy ever to pretty much say like, oh, you don't need a number 1 receiver with your quarterback. Okay. Yeah. Good point. Meanwhile, it took Josh Allen until Stephon Diggs to show we could really tear it up. You drafted Josh Allen. That's about it. James Cook, you almost didn't sign. So here we are going against the Jaguars. Sean McDermott's defense, if you run against them in the first half, they're going to adjust in the second half. You can run for like 200 yards first half. Second half, you're going to get like 30 to 50. It's really weird. But if this Bills defense can put together a complete game, which frankly, they've been bailing out the Bills offense this year, I think, I could see the Bills making it to the Super Bowl. This, I think, is the hardest matchup the Bills could have against the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, let's go there. Some people are like, hit or miss, yada, yada, yada. What do I know? I'm some fucking guy sitting here drinking coffee, and I've never played an organized lick of football in my life. But I got a track top thing, you know. So Trevor Lawrence, apparently the coaches, Liam Cohen, good coach, really getting the best out of him. What I'm hearing is they're letting him let it rip. Hey, he throws an interception, reel him in a little bit. He's actually, before the play's called, or with under 15 seconds, Cohen is on the sidelines telling him who's open, literally yelling who's open. So I'm curious to see what McDermott, and this isn't my own thought, this is listening to Sal Capaccio, other people talk, that the Bills defense might switch things up after they hear those calls out. Stuff like that. So I'm really curious with that chess. Running the ball. I think the Jaguars can have players that are fast. They can definitely bust out on the Bills. We've seen the Bills be susceptible to big plays. Maybe I'm nuts, but I don't like seeing a running back run for 80 yards. Just call me nuts. All right. And frankly, with Hunter hurt, he was playing both sides of the ball. And this team's doing it ever since without him. Okay. So a Jaguars team playing solid defense. Now, they might have the number one defense, right? I guess they have the number one defense. Allegedly, something like that. I could be wrong. They're up there. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even know why you're here. Just don't bother. Here's the thing. Ever since the Jaguars made a trade for a receiver in the middle of the season, drawing a blank on his name because I'm brain farting right now, they've just upticked, okay? And they've gotten ahead of teams. Now, you remember the Buffalo Bills? The Buffalo Bills, when they're up, they play differently. They have a little bit more confidence. They're relaxed. And the defense can hold it down, okay? But when the Bills are behind, kind of gets a little stressful. You see the sideline, deer in headlights look sometimes. This year is the year that the Bills have been most behind, I feel like, and having to come back in games. And I like to see it. I like to see the adversity. Last night, Bryce Young, Carolina quarterback, Carolina Panthers. Dude, they were brought up a stat that he was behind in so many games this year, and then when it came down to it, he drove him right down the field before Stafford did what he did to the tight end for Magic at the end. And then Bryce Young kind of blew it, running around too long with 25 seconds left. My point overall of this is I think the Bills have gone through more adversity this year and learned as a team. I understand the rosters flip 30% plus every year, but James Cook running the ball this year, it's something that we've always wanted. I know. We have Josh Allen. I'm right with you. Any short pass, any screen pass, any other quarterback can do it. We get it. I like to keep the playbook open. As a Madden player, I want to keep that playbook as open and unpredictable as possible. Don't make it one-dimensional. And that's why I think penalties, when they come in untimely, 10 minutes left, a big holding call, huh? They're on a drive to maybe tie the game or get within a score. And it's a phantom holding call. But hey, they're at 2nd and 20 now. Playbook is pretty much what? 2 plays of 10 yards, 3 plays of 7 if you go for it on 4th down. So when I look at this Bills team having to really reach, the coaching staff on defense doing a fucking job. I mean, every week somebody's up or down or injured or out. Or I'd like to give a little shout out to Bosa. I mean, what a wonderful signing. Not too much money. Makes plays. Seems like the locker room likes him. He's got some funny humor to him. I like him. He's got a schnoz like me, a big one. It's out there. I like the defense. Just wondering if we're playing chess and the Bills get down too many points, what's going to happen? How do they come back? I don't know. But a lot of the defenses are catching up to Josh Allen. They're containing him. They're closing lanes for him to go. But if you play man coverage with him and he sees a rush lane, an opening on that end of the field, Josh Allen is out. This is playoff Josh Allen. I'm concerned about that foot. The foot in the second half of the game in his second last game, because obviously he played one play last game, didn't even look like it bothered him. Whatever they did in halftime, whatever technology of needles they have, they did it. What do I think is going to happen today? I don't have a fucking clue. All right? I'm 15 minutes in. I don't even know what I'm talking about at all. But I'll tell you, it's not funny to me anymore if the Bills lose today because I'm going to be bored. I'm going to be like, okay, what am I doing? I don't even want to say the word draft too loud. I don't want to say the word draft. We're not going to say it loud, normal volume. We're not talking draft. It's the most boring fucking time of year. And then, after the draft, I have to deal with all this speculation of how, like, Palmer's going to be used and Brandon Beane's not a fucking idiot. And then until week 8, we finally get, man, you ever think Diggs was kind of phased out? Well, I mean, he had the targets, so it's really Diggs' fault. Well, how they use Diggs? What about people like me in real time that are like, hey, they're kind of phasing him out since Joe Brady took over. He's getting all these get murdered screen passes. He's not making plays. So I just see the defense coming down on the Bills from the top. Your safeties are here. Bring it down. We're not playing chess. Okay? I can't even name who the number 1 wide receiver of the Bills will be today. I don't even fucking know. I have no fucking clue. But the Bills have Josh Allen. He's still the best quarterback in the league. The reason he got MVP last year is because he just does it all for his team. And he has been doing a lot of it for his team for years. But Eric Turner at Cover 1 did a great breakdown a couple weeks ago about Josh Allen. You should check it out. And his, where is he at pretty much on his reads? Is it his problem second last game, third last game? There's plays left on the field that he needs to make. Even Tom Brady on the broadcast was like, oh, could have tried that one. Oh, could have. It's like, for the younger Bills fans, we had this guy named Tom Brady in the division, okay? And I'm going to be real with you. The Bills are doing a wonderful job. But Tom Brady was a marketing machine, like Michael Jordan. Do you think you're going to get the benefit of the doubt when that guy wins the division every year for the most part? 17 years, the Bills didn't make the playoffs. That is a big sports anomaly. An anomaly. That means if this is baseline, an anomaly for that is like you guys are bottom feeder, like below deck. Like just about deck. So the Bills are a normal sports team now. We can talk about them and go, hey, I don't give a fuck about the drought. That was a long time ago. I don't give a fuck you drafted Allen. Who did you surround him with? And oh, by the way, I'm one of the only people to say still to this day, you gave up so many fucking picks for Allen, for Tremaine Edmonds, for all these other people. And Pat Mahomes has MVPs. Lamar Jackson has MVPs. Do I like Josh Allen? Yeah. I got the fucking guy tattooed on my shin because I'm a fucking homer. Like, yeah, I like Josh Allen. But I will never let Brandon Beane run my bank account. In 2025-26 season, I get to finally have some support from other people looking around, people I was season ticket holder sitting next to him at games, finally go, man, I'm kind of done with Brandon Beane. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's up either. This whole cap was sunk over fucking wife beating Von Miller. Paid Stephon Diggs to not be on the team. Granted, the Cardi B shit and other stuff. But he gets open. He gets open. Making plays. I don't know how the Bills win. I'm rooting for them. I'm getting nervous because I'm just thinking about like this barren wasteland of an offseason. And like, I don't want to fucking hear about it. I don't want to see McDermott get fired. I've been kind of close, all right? But I put on, like, some Jets talk with Mike Tannenbaum, the guy who used to be, like, the GM for fucking the Jets, and I think Miami and other people, and some other guy, Mike Samini, and some other dude who's a podcaster guy. But the podcaster guy for the Jets was honest. Mike Samini, he was okay. Tannenbaum? Holding the water. Or it might have been Lombardi. Sorry, it might have been Mike Lombardi. My bad. Lombardi was holding the water for Aaron Glenn, saying you can't fire Aaron Glenn. You got to. Aaron Glenn fucking sucks, okay? make it Aaron Rodgers, whatever you agree with or not agree with. We can look at the stats if you really want to go there. Now, I think he was kind of right of a lot of shit. Has him fly all the way to New York, wait around, and then tell him we're moving on from you. What a douchebag. Okay? Other players see that. Your team had no interceptions, and you used to be a cornerback on the Jet. How the fuck is that possible? So when I see McDermott getting fired, I go, who the fuck is taking his job? Now, Brandon Beane, line up anybody. You and I could do the Brandon Beane job. Sorry. I don't think his job is that fucking hard. I think Brandon Beane's job, which I know his job is, you should too, his job is to cover for the team's decisions. Whether Pagula makes the pick, the coach makes the pick, he makes the pick, his cat makes the draft pick, he's going to say it's the Bills' decision, his decision, this is how it works. That's his job, is to lie to us. Or tell us the truth. Or keep the stories going. That's it. It's a business. And so you look at it like a business of, they're going to fuck up, make mistakes, like, oh yeah, Josh liked him, so we took him. Do you have a scouting department? You're a fucking idiot. So you're going to tell, oh, Josh liked him. Oh, Ken Dorsey liked Kincaid. Oh, okay. So you're going to change what we've seen work with our quarterback because, well, I mean, Ken Dorsey liked him, so we took Kincaid. And, okay. I don't see a big future build. I don't see a bunch of Pro Bowlers from the Bills. I don't see a whole bunch of developed talent from Sean McDermott. Maybe I'm nuts. If people want to call out the low draft picks, that's great. I hope you fucking hit on something, because the top three, you're not. Have a friend, Mike Smith, fan of the show. Check him out. You need anything installed, like furniture. Not furniture, but like say play sets, treadmills. He set up my punching bag thing, stuff like that. He's got you. But Mike Smith brought up the point that Brandon Beane hits on 39% of his draft picks. Cool. Epinesa, re-signed. Mediocre. Greg Rousseau. I don't know what he's asked to do, Greg Rousseau. Because I've seen Puna Ford kick some ass on the Rams. You know, and like, I know they're two different positions, but Greg Rousseau sometimes just blows shit up. Other times I'm like, is he playing today? What are they asking him to do? That said, I've complimented the Bills defense. I can't backpedal now. I'm this far deep. As far as the game's concerned, I think it's whoever gets the most points first. I know this is stupid, but I'm looking at it like stress. You have Josh Allen, who's been there. He's going to rally up his team, I hope. And they do their thing. That said, when you had Tom Brady in the division, which I was bringing up earlier, you had Mario Williams, you had Jerry Hughes, Marcel Darius, and Kyle Williams. That was like the best D-line I got to see. It wasn't a when, it wasn't an if Mario Williams gets a sack, it's a when. Okay? Just unreal. I've never seen anything like it. Tom Brady got the ball out of his hands in 2 seconds to 2.5 seconds. How many times do you think they actually hit Tom Brady? So when I'm looking at Josh Allen, I don't know his tendencies. I'm not a coach. I'm not paid to do this. I'm just some fucking delinquent talking for some reason. And I don't know his tendencies. I do know you only have so long before defenses catch up. So when you don't have weapons, and the Bills have Cooks, you know, they signed Cooks, receiver, just turned 32. I think he's still got some years left. Second last game he played, last game he didn't. He started to come to form, over 100 yards receiving. And that's what I'm looking for in the playoffs. I'm looking for chess. When you're looking at the Bills, who do you key in on defensively? Oh, you got to stop the run, stop Josh Allen? That's fundamental football. Okay. Oh, you might throw a little screen pass? These players on the other team are so excited when they blow up that play. Why? Because they study film. And if you just put the Bills on casually, you know what's coming. So when I look at this team, I go, wait. In the playoffs, they're actually a different animal than they were during the season. And Gabe Davis made a very athletic play last week. He played a lot of game last week. I'm excited to see him. I don't want to say he's a secret weapon, but he's already put it on tape. He already has chemistry with Josh Allen. Keep Candyman Coleman off the fucking field. Just, if he's active, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see him. Maybe he gets his red zone touchdown. I don't like lazy people in the workforce. It just doesn't work well. So how do the Bills beat the Jaguars? I have no clue. I'm just talking, sort of complaining, giving like a season go-to of how we got here. If the Bills lose this game, I will say I would probably blame the general manager because they're in the playoffs. You don't have home field advantage. If the Chargers win out, the Bills will play at Orchard Park again one more time at Highmark. Josh Allen's beat up. Fans are finally looking under the hood. They see Josh not getting rid of the balls. I was talking about Tom Brady. Yeah, Josh, 3-4 seconds, then he's running around on a broken play. It's not a sustainable offense that way. That said, when the Bills run the ball well, wow, I sound old. And they play fundamental, it's like crazy. Like simple things work. You know, play action works with the Bills. They don't always do it, but it works. And you don't have to establish a run for play action to work. Bryce Young had a little RPO thing last night. I don't know if Tremaine Edmonds, or not Tremaine Edmonds, I don't know what happened, but like, that's a different game. It was so basic. He hit dude on a slant, slot receiver, plenty of space, late fourth quarter. And if you have receivers who can't get separation, lack chemistry, I mean, the Joshua Palmer thing is just insane. But here's one thing as a fan I have to remember. Brandon Beane and other people that on the team, they're not going to come out and go, hey, we fucked up. We totally fucked up. We messed up the cap. We signed a wife beater in Von Miller. We're still paying dead cap on him, even though we could use a defensive end. But, like, he wasn't a problem at all. They have no money. They have no resources. Brandon Beane finally did it. If Coach McDermott gets fired, I will actually be fucking irritated. Because when you sign up for a coach first time coaching, you have to go through the growing pains. He fucked up. Check out Tyler Dunn's article. People in the doghouse. I don't know if it's still like that. It could still be. Either way, we also have a teaching epidemic where people come out of college, they don't have any intuition to work, take initiative, to do things without having their fucking hand held. So I'm in a weird spot with McDermott. All right, he's a wrestler. I was a horrible wrestler for 4 years. Horrible. But I stood on the team. I knew what it took to be on that stupid fucking, it wasn't stupid. And McDermott was a wrestler. And he went to the really highest levels. And when you're like at that level, you're fucking insane. You're obsessing over shit. You're losing sleep. Doesn't mean communication is always going to come great off the bat is my point. All right? So when I look at this Bills team, I'm proud of Coach this year with what he's had to work with. I don't want to read too deep, but he complimented other personnel staffs, I think the Jaguars, for making moves midseason. And I can't believe the Bills made it this far. We're lucky to have the Bills, frankly, in the playoffs, I think. I think Brandon Beane really messed up. That's all I have. I could see the Bills winning this game by, they're favored, I think, by a point. I don't want to be emo, but I don't want to see this team lose. I'm actually kind of like caring right now. It's a little weird. Yeah, I don't know what to think. I think Trevor Lawrence is coming into fruition, but I'm looking across the league and I'm like, Trevor Lawrence, is he going to make it to the Super Bowl before Josh Allen? I should drink to that. French press, in case you're wondering. I don't know. I have no clue. Go Bills.